Alright, another day, another dollar. Another day waking up in this crate. Still unsure why I live in a crate. I don't even have a TV. Or a computer. I do have my little, tablet thing, but still. How am I supposed to play Pong in that? Anyways, yesterday we did a little bit of work with our automation. Um, we don't have bills to pay today. We still have our open contract for 4 implant parcels, which still didn't get. One single for $50 is not bad. If I can get the implants one done, I'll probably do that one as well. 4 valid for 470 to Yadankia. That is really good. That's like 115 or something per package. That's way more than what we normally get. And then 410 for 3 of them with invalid serial numbers. That's a really good one to get. The invalid serial number ones usually pay pretty decent. So I'm going to try to do all 4 of these contracts today. But today we have our content prohibited stuff that we unlocked yesterday. So we have no planes today, we have no maritime today, but we do have our normal trucks and trains. So let's go ahead and check out how this is going to work here. I'm going to do the normal going through. That looks like that wants, yeah, we don't do burger delivery here, sorry. Truck looks good, but it's got bad serial number. That'll be one we use for our bad serial number. That one's already declined. That one's already declined. Just want to make sure we don't have any like this one. That's truck delivery. You can go there. All right, we'll let the rest of these do their thing. Let's see. You look, yeah, you look fine. That's one of the Gattaca things that we need. So good thing that it looks good. Southport code looks fine. Implant, we finally got one. Alright, all of those look good. Johanna, code looks fine on that. That looks good. Code looks fine on that. But that's printer delivery. We don't do printer delivery here. This one can get tossed. This is our content inspection, so we need to inspect this one. So let's take a quick break. And I normally would wait until it's gone through the rest of the approvals, but you guys haven't got to see this yet. So let's go ahead and do this one. So we have soda, pop, we have peanuts, and we have water. Everything's fine in that one, so we can repackage it, and it's good to go. And so we'll send it through the normal. I'll probably end up opening that one again because I'll need to check it again. So that is the maritime one there. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Yeah, everything looks good on that. This one is pre-approved. Has an implant that goes on the plane. That one looks fine. See, this is where I got to start unloading the truck. Otherwise, we're not going to get anything accomplished. Kick that one out there, out of the way, because that needs to go to a plane. Steamy. Good. This one's auto bad. Kick it over there. Roddy looks fine. And I'm going to go ahead and work on getting all this done and be back with you at the end of the shift. See you in a few. Alright, so the day is just finishing up. There's our noise. And you can see I failed again to keep the trucks unloaded, though not terribly bad. The main issue is this. As the day progresses and we're going through everything, I can keep up pretty well until this happens. Once this gets full, then I'm kind of just dead in the water because nothing's moving anymore. And as you can see, our approval things are finished up here. I'm just kind of looking and making sure I didn't mess up and throw any plain ones on here this time. You might have noticed yesterday I had a few bad ones, and I had like 5 bad ones, and I think the main thing was submitting plain ones on accident. But yeah, we definitely need to up this rack space, or we need to up the input rack space. And I think upping the input rack space first and foremost is the most important. That is going to give us the most, as you say, bang for your buck. But I did get one implant out of here. I need to look and see if there's any more. But we need to start going through all of these bad ones here and getting them separated into just getting tossed. We also need to kind of look for bad code ones. I do know I've seen a few when I was throwing them out here that had bad code. But some of these that are pre-unapproved, yeah, like that one, that's a bad code one right there. That one's a bad cargo type. They want carrot delivery. So is carrot delivery meaning that you dress it up like a carrot and you give it to a rabbit and hope the rabbit delivers it to the right place? How exactly does carrot delivery work? I'm kind of confused on that one. Another carrot delivery. Alright, so this is not approved. And, oh, implant, wrong flag. That's why it's over there. That's a bad code one. So that's another one we can put in for our bad codes if we get the implant done, which I'm hoping we will. This one's burger delivery. That's similar to carrot delivery, just, you know, you dress it up and give it to a fat man, I guess. I think they're wanting me to deliver it. You give it to me something that looks like a burger, though, I'm gonna eat it, not deliver it. Okay, you're bad, and too bad because you're an implant too. And the implants do have to be valid, sadly. You're a bad flag. Your printer delivery. We don't have 3D printer technology here. Sorry. Now I sound Canadian. Sorry. That's another bad code. How many bad codes do we need? Contracts. Bad serial numbers. That's it right there. We just got to get the implant done, and then we're good to go for getting this 400 bucks in, which will be quite nice. All right, so I'm gonna sit here and start feeding through all of this, and I'll be back with you when there's something at least semi-entertaining to discuss. Right now it's just bare do work. Put sticker on package. Put package on floor. Pick package up off the floor. Put package in chute. Rinse and repeat. So, see you in a minute. Alright, just thought I'd bring you in here to show you what I've been working with. So, I've been sitting here basically going through all of this stuff, which with our rack here is just continually feeding me. I do need to go and add some stuff to the belt down there and throw this stuff back on as well, but I wanted to show you basically what I'm looking at here. So this pile is for boat, this is for plane, this is for truck and rail, and this is for storing because it can be used for a contract. So these are both going over there. All of these are non-implant or the K1. That's the two I have sitting there. Do need to look and see how many. We need 4 implant. Currently we have 2. And I don't know why I'm walking all over there. All the way over there. I forgot we have this where I can just now throw these right here on the rack, and they will automatically get sent over there. They won't get sent down, but they will at least fill up the belt, and then I can go over and hit the button when it's ready. And let's go ahead and grab these 2 and get them over here, so we have 2 for implant ready and 1 for the K place, which I think was this one. Or yeah, it starts with a Y, not a K. The Y place, whatever the heck it is. And then this is one that I didn't get picked up somehow. That needs to go here. Alright, so that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna get back to it. Hopefully we can get 2 more implants out of here so we can get that contract done. I think we've had it now for like 3 days or something like that. Sadly, I don't see a lot of implants. There is another Y one here, but that one's envelope delivery, so that one isn't going. And that's sadly what ends up happening with a lot of ours that would work for contracts is they end up being unapproved, sadly. So I'm gonna get back to work, and I'll be back with you guys when we're ready to do our automation for the day. Hopefully nothing else pops up. Okay, that's funny, and I had to bring you back just to show you this. I went and put something on the belt here, and it fell off. Like, Oh, you're not doing it now. Like that. And it went through the door. And the door opens. Even though the day is over, the door still opens so you can get your package that you dropped out the door. Why it allows it to fall through the door, I don't understand. But at least it reopens if you do that. Which, by the way, I did forget to mention the other day when we were um, talking about me playing outside of the save. When you're getting stuff out of the truck, don't stand here and throw a whole pallet of stuff into that area. I'm not exactly sure where I hit to be able to show it as a bug to the developers, but there's a good chance it's going to fall right out of the world. I don't know if I clipped the end of the steps and that's what did it or what, but I was basically standing here and I dropped it somewhere in that area, whole medium pallets full of stuff, and everything just fell right through the world. So be careful of that. Anyways, back to work. Sad, sad, sad day. It went all the way through the machines and stuff and was ready to be approved. Implant would give us our third of fourth, but no, they want time delivery. So sad. Woohoo! And looky there, we have an implant that was pre-approved. And I actually got one that was not pre-approved, but did end up working itself out, so we can... Oh, holy crap, we already had 3 in here. Well, there you go. There's your 4th one. Get on out of here. That is finally done, so now we need a single valid parcel for 50 bucks. We'll go ahead and take care of that. That will give you one of the implants that we brought that we didn't need. And then we'll go ahead and get the $400 ones for the invalid serial numbers because we already have those out. These 2 are valid and can get out of here now. Which, let's go ahead and hit the button and get that sent out. I thought I seen one of the... Hey, look, there's an implant right there that I didn't realize I'd put there. Good thing we didn't need it, huh? Alright, so throw that there. Go ahead and grab this one. We need this one for the next one. But we can go ahead and throw this one on. So it can... I just realized it's pulling these... Wait a minute. Why are there ones on... This is the bad rack. I'm looking at the bad rack. Why did I put this on the bad rack? This goes on the good rack. This is bad rack. I really need that conveyor paint so I can start painting these conveyors. Anyways, we need 3 of these that have bad codes. So let's go ahead and get these 3 done. This one has bad format. Sit it right there. This one has a T, which is bad. And this one has bad format as well. And it's already pre-unapproved. So we didn't need the sticker. Alright, so let's get these 3 and get get them in here. It'd be really nice if we could just throw the whole pallet in there. I actually haven't tried it. I really should try it with one of these cheap pallets that we're probably going to be getting rid of soon, because we have the medium pallets now. Okay, so this is our next one. We want to keep these. Somehow I put an error in there apparently. So now we want to do this one, which is 4 valid to Yadadonka, which I learned my lesson from the other one. I am not going to accept that one until I know I have all 4. That way I don't lose out on any of the invalid serial numbers or things like that I can kick out a lot quicker, because some days you just don't get certain places, or the certain places you get are invalid anyways and does you nothing. So I'll be back in a bit. Time to get back to work. And this is why we didn't take the Yeta Donkey thing. You can see I just did one disapproval and there was another one sitting right there. I'm having to go through the bad ones right now, and that's still the only approved one that we have. I've actually gone through all but 2 on the rack and like 4 or 5 that are still coming in as I clear off the bad rack, and only have 1 ready to go. And how many did we need? 4. So yeah, that contract is definitely not getting done today. And sadly, I actually had at least 2, probably 3. There's another bad one for the same place. And there's another one. That's why we're gonna stop approving them ahead of time, or taking the contracts, until we know we have what is ready to fulfill said contract. Alright, be back in a bit. Alright, last 3 of the day. So we've got a Christine, which is good. We have a Strontum, which is approved. And we have a Genapia. That is. Alright, so now we can get these on out of here. And we actually have a whole line of them ready to go down, so go ahead and hit that. We're going to have a couple of them they're going to go through today. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, this one's ready to go out. Those other 2 will just sit here and wait for tomorrow. By the way, another thing that would be lovely if they added is a stand for these pallets where you could put it like right here and the unloader would unload from the pallet. But that's currently not possible. You can't like sit this on the unloader or sit it on the rack and the unloader unload from the pallet. Pallet is for manual only, and it kind of stinks when you're early on in the game and a lot of stuff you do is done through pallets. It would be really nice if there was a way to unload them. And I'm assuming that they don't have it because they want you to use racks. Racks are the, you know, way to go about doing that, but it would take up so much less room, like for outgoing that are waiting. If and it wouldn't even be bad if it wasn't if you couldn't load them. Like pallets are manual load only, but there was a way to unload them. That would be one way to keep it to where people don't do like this and just use a pallet instead of a rack for what's waiting to go out, because then you could automate it onto the rack. And it would also be really nice if we could put stuff on a rack from a pallet, which you also can't do. You also can't drop stuff off a pallet. You can only drop the entire pallet, which also kind of sucks. Pallets could have so much more love in this game. And I'm not going to waste my time with trying to go and suggest it to them, but if any of you actually play this game as well and would like to take the time to go and make those suggestions, feel free, they're all yours. Alright, so we've got $6,000 in hand, and we're going to have a little bit more because we got to hit this button. So we now have $7,000 in hand. We don't want to do any more expansion currently. We have all of the stuff available that we really need. We could do a sticker checker that would check for the invalid and approved, unapproved, and no sticker thing when they come in, but I don't really think we need that currently. That's kind of my job currently. We have the weight and we have the serial number. Eventually we'll be able to get one that'll check the country, which is the next tier, which we can do at any time basically. And then there's also cargo type, which is at warehouse 7. Not really worried about that. And we can also check the stamp, which we haven't unlocked yet, and the contents prohibited. Those are at 8 and 9, so we're not getting those anytime soon. Pause conveyors are not useful unless we have the automatic export, and I don't believe we can get automatic export at this point in time. Yeah, you have to be a tier 10. So I really don't know what the pause one would be useful for now. So the main thing we're going to work on is we need to get a bigger rack for this one. We're going to take this one out and it's going to go over here, probably for the plane. That way I can get my things back. And we're definitely going to get a green one for this instead of a red one. And we can go ahead and get a medium for that. So let's get a medium green one for that. I also definitely want to get the medium palette. I want to get a couple of those. So let's grab 2 of those. I'm probably going to end up kicking the little ones out because they're kind of useless once you get the medium ones. And so putting this in here is going to mean that it can take more. But we definitely want to get more storage as well. So let's go ahead and add one of these, and then we're going to need a unloader and a loader for each one of those that we end up doing. So with what we currently have, it's $4,000. So if we add one more of each of these, that'll take us to $6,000. We can't add another set. We could get, no, we can't even get one more pallet. I was gonna say we could get one more pallet, but no, we can't. We don't really need one here because this is me loading onto that. We could, though, possibly use one for this to hold more of the ones that get kicked off here. We could also use more straights to get the declined belt over here further. I would actually like to see, let's go ahead and add on as many of these straights as we can. I'm gonna need a curved one as well, but so that'll take us 9 of them, which we can fit 2 per floor tile. So if we were to go 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, that would get us to here. That's not going to be enough. So I'll wait on that idea. But let's go ahead and get that all ordered. And let's go grab our order. And I also have a question for you guys. Any of you that are enjoying this series, I can like stream or do a long recording of the full day work if anybody just wants, to sit and listen to me do the work. I can do that and then record what would be this automation part on a separate thing so that we can have both a short video for those that only want to see the actual progress, and then the longer stuff for those that are actually interested in just my during the day commentary of random bullshittery and seeing how I actually go about things, which we had like the whole week of you guys seeing how I do that stuff. Well, I think it was 2 weeks actually. So I'm assuming that there's not a lot of that that's really going to be necessary, but you guys let me know if you're interested in me doing something like that. I can do it similar to how we do stuff for the Minecraft series and things where we for the other channel, where I basically stream the working to Patreon, or I can just stream it straight here to YouTube. Either way, doesn't matter to me which. We only do the Patreon thing once, so you know I don't have to keep talking about the fact that we have one. That gets really annoying, at least to me, when people are constantly talking about having one. But it also gives me a place that, you know, Junior and I can put things that really don't fit into the YouTube format. Long play videos don't usually do well on YouTube anymore. People are really getting into the more TikTok type of thing where, you know, they want quick, they want fast. Give me the meat, none of the substance. You know, unless you're gonna sit and come up with some of the dumbest things to ever be recorded. If it's actual, you know, playing a game like the game was intended to be played, people don't care. There's enough of us idiots out there that actually play the game in a, you know, normal way, and that's not entertaining enough anymore. So Patreon's a good place for us to put that stuff. And since it's for free members, we don't charge for it. We charge when we do it. Don't get me wrong. If you want to see it at, you know, if you're in America, 3 o'clock in the morning, on the day that we're actually streaming it, out of series, then you absolutely can become a patron that, you know, gives us $1 a month, or, you know, whatever you choose. And you can stop in at 3 o'clock in the morning in America and see what the hell we're doing. But otherwise, it just gets released in the normal time in this with the rest of the series. It's over on YouTube, and it's for everybody. You know, we don't figure that there's going to be many that will actually show up that are paid members when we're actually doing it, because, like I said, we do it between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning, depending on if it's me and Junior or just me. If it's just me, then it's usually 3, 4 o'clock in the morning that I'm doing it. If it's with Junior, it's from like 11 to like 2. So if we were doing it over there because we wanted to entice people to pay us, we would do it at a regular hour. That's not the reason. It's just easier than uploading to Patreon. Uploading to Patreon is a pain in the ass. And I've been having this whole thing about Patreon, and I've said Patreon like 60 freaking times, which I said the whole purpose of putting it there is so I wasn't talking about it all the time, but now I'm talking about it constantly. And I'm making the short form video long by running my mouth. This is the kind of thing that would normally be in that longer form video. So I guess to make it quick, here you go. The automation is done. We've got a rack here. We got an extra rack over there. It's not honestly going to work because this is going to unload and load onto that one, but it's not going to load back onto this one. I need to adjust this There is a way that I can do it, which is kind of weird, but it works. Which is I can unload this one, have it load onto this one, and then instead of unloading there, we have it unload here, and then we have this go to here, which really needs another curve that it doesn't have. But I think, yeah, we really need another curve for that. This should honestly work. It should push it over there. We'll see if it does tomorrow. Kind of like that one kind of needs a curve but doesn't have one. We'll see if it works. If not, we'll deal with it. But let me know, comments, Discord, whatever. You know how to get a hold of me. Let me know what you guys would prefer for series going forward. I do want to do a full series all the way out to the end, for anybody that enjoys this kind of automation work, because that's going to be what it ends up being, is Factorio in a factory or in a warehouse, basically. But let me know. I will see you guys next time, and next time will be a whole lot less ranting and raving or rambling or whatever that was. Um, Probably going to stop with the actual recording ahead of time for right now until this video gets put out. Um, I'm assuming I'm out to almost Christmas at this point, and it ain't even Halloween yet. So if it is Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whatever's coming close to being out at this point, and I will see you next time.